Hi, friends. How are all my friends doing? I am just missing everyone, and I'm trying to hold on, connect this. Something is not working. Okay, that's working. Um, no, it's not working. Oh well, that's okay. Um, I wanted to jump on and say hi to all my friends all over the world. I hate saying goodbye to people, and I feel like I'm always saying goodbye to people because I've lived all over the place and I've met so many amazing people everywhere I've spent time, and I'm really grateful for all of you. So I just wanted to jump on and say hello and happy end of summer for those of you that are in the US, or in places where we're having summer right now and it's ending. I'm playing a lot of pickleball, and it's very sad because it's getting colder. So the end of a season, and I'm just, taking some time to reflect. I wanted to jump in and say hi. I also want to ask for your help on something, so I'll get to that. Tomorrow is World Mental Health Day. Many of you may probably know I'm a representative at the United Nations for the World Federation for Mental Health that sets the theme every year for October 10th, and we celebrate World Mental Health Day around the year. I've been in this global mental health work over 21 years. And tomorrow I'm releasing an episode, actually, or two episodes of the Hope Matrix podcast with the founder of 1-800-Suicide, Reese Butler, who's a dear friend I've known for a long time. And we've been doing this work together for a long time. So it's so meaningful for me to revisit my time and reflect on the journey along with him. So anyway, you'll hear his story if you're interested. The Hope Matrix is the name of my podcast, and we reflect on his journey, what led him to do it, and just all of the amazing work he's been doing. We know intervention at time of crisis is super, super important and helps save lives. So do make sure that you know the 988 crisis hotline number, that everyone knows it. There's a crisis text line, and also, there are a lot of other resources. We have an anxiety and depression support group online with over 12,000 members. And so if you're feeling alone or know of people that need support, please do be sure to access these groups and resources because people care. And there are people out there. So I just wanted to share that. I'm also releasing an episode with Frank Warren, who started Post Secrets. And if you don't know of Post Secret, it's pretty amazing. He's known as one of the most trusted people, if not the trusted people in the world. People all over the world have sent him his secrets, and he's created this really incredible, cool community online and on his website, Post Secret. Anyway, we dive into that, Reese, Frank, and I, on the second Hope Matrix podcast. Really meaningful for me as I, reflect on the global mental health work that I've been doing around the world. So thanks all for listening in. And again, tomorrow's a good day to make sure those around you, those in schools, know where to go in time of crisis and have access to resources. The focus for tomorrow this year is disaster areas for World Mental Health. And, we've done a couple episodes on that. When we have fires, when we have hurricanes, when we have these war zones, disaster times, it's easy for us to stop doing the things that are important for our mental health and well-being. And to me, what helps build hope. It's easy to fall into hopelessness during those times, and yet those are the most critical times that we activate the hope skills in our lives to build hope, and to move, forward. Hope is about believing the future can be better than today and that we have the power to make it so. So it's really feeling good about the future and that we can take action, and there are things that we can do. And so learning skills to build hope around how do we get out of our despair into feeling better, and how do we get from helplessness into action is super important, especially when we deal with any kind of crisis. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that about World Mental Health Day, and do be sure you do something if you can and are so inspired to honor those that we have lost, including my dad and his sister and so many around the world that we know and love and that we honor in our programs and in the work we do around hope. The other thing I wanted to ask, we are launching a web-based app. I don't know if it's going to be ready for tomorrow, but we'll see. So I would love for you tomorrow to measure your hope. We have a new website, myhopescore.com, and we're encouraging all to measure your hope and know that no matter where you are in your hope journey, you can do things to improve your hope and to get better at hope. And it's a skill and it's a muscle and we have to build it. And the more challenges we have, I say, the more we have to shine, the more we have to practice our skills for learning how to hope. And this is where I need your help. So we have this framework, this Shine framework, and on the app, we're going to be giving little videos, 30 seconds to 2-minute videos is the goal. Curated from social media and from experts that have these expertise in all of these different areas. And so I'm going to see if I can share my screen. If you haven't, let's see, if you haven't seen, let's see, let me find it. All right, let me see. If you haven't seen our framework, I'm going to show it to you now. Maybe, yes. This is Shine. So we have the Shine Hope infographic. So what I'm doing is we're curating little snippets of videos from all of the cool people on social media. We love to do our doom scrolling. Well, let's do some more hopeful scrolling. And I want people to post and share things that have inspired them and taught them these different lessons in different ways. So I've curated a bunch of these already. I've had people send them to me. I would love for you to post, if so inspired, links to things that have really inspired you and that have taught you things about life that you think are impactful and that other people could benefit from learning. So, purpose. We have when we look at the Shine framework, we'll have things on the 90-second pause. What is it? How do you do it? Why is it important? Journaling, gardening, sensory engagement, cold plunges, decluttering, prayer, mantras, yoga. And so that's the S. And then you can see on this screen, the happiness habits is the H. So any kind of things that help us get those dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin in really healthy ways. We want to share these tools, tips, techniques so that I don't have to redo all of this amazing content that's already out there, but we want to feed people these. We want to help teach and reinforce and practice these skills on a daily basis so that we can work to build our hope muscle. The I is inspired actions. It's really getting out of our helplessness into action. How do we do that? So things like chunking down goals, overcoming obstacles, when we need to re-goal, achievement goals versus SMART goals, and the WHOOP process, what habit stacking is. All of these things that help us learn how to take inspired actions, tips, techniques, tools for getting out of our helplessness into action. Then we'll have the N, so nourishing networks, how we cultivate healthy, strong networks in our lives. So I'm looking for little bits of content to feed people and inspire them. How do we show more compassion? Why is forgiveness important? What's the 5-to-1 rule? Faith, how does faith play a role? How can it? Trust, how do we build trust? Kindness, the importance of kindness. And, I think that by seeing acts of kindness, that's really how I learn how to be kinder. So if you see videos or clips of people doing really kind things, inspiring others, please be sure to paste the link to those and put them in the comment section so that we can add them to our app and we can spread these more positive ways that we can use, I think, social media to enhance public good and our hope overall. So the E is eliminating challenges, and those are all of those negative thinking patterns that we do that get in the way of our ability to be hopeful. So when we have limiting beliefs, how do we get to affirming beliefs? What are automatic negative thoughts and how do we combat them? Negative bias, when we worry, when we ruminate, when we internalize failure, try to control things outside of our control. You know, the nocebo effect, what is that? How does it impact us? Perfectionism, or when we take things personally, or when we do toxic scrolling. So we're going to be having all of these like little bite-sized so that you can start every day thinking about hope in a different way, thinking about what's helping to build your hope or what's taking away your hope. And again, we want to curate content that's already available, the amazing, interesting, exciting people, way more engaging than me, I've already kind of created and are already using. But we'll take it and bring it into how we actually teach people to build hope in their lives. You know, what's taken away from our hope and what helps us to build our hope. And we want to really activate and educate as many people as possible. This web-based app is going to be a complement to all of the in-person programs that we have going on in schools, in places of recovery, in our veteran program with incarcerated individuals and youth, in the school systems, you know, with our parents' guide, how do we use and practice hope language at home? So the Shine Work Framework is everything that we've found to be critical for hope, for building our hope, for getting out of that despair into feeling better and out of helplessness into action. And, you know, our aim is to normalize the conversation around hopelessness. What is a moment of hopelessness? Well, and guess what? We all experience moments of hopelessness all the time. It's just how do we manage those in healthier ways? You know, violence, addiction, self-harm, those all come from learning how to not manage our hopelessness, those moments in healthy ways. We choose kind of those maladaptive coping mechanisms. The goal is to learn to manage them in super healthy ways and to choose better things for ourselves and for others. I do believe the future can be better than today and that I have the power to make it so. I believe that for you as well. And I believe that for our children. I do think we're teaching them how to be hopeless. I think a lot of things in society right now can train us to that hopelessness, to that persistent hopelessness, so that it becomes a clinical anxiety or depressive disorder. Yet we do have the power to change that. And to me, we change that through teaching, normalizing what is hopelessness, how do we manage it in healthy ways, and then how do we get to hope? How do we build hope? Hope is an intentional choice. It's a decision. It's something we practice every day, really in every moment. And, you know, some days we're better than others, but it is possible. I believe hope is possible for you and really everyone. And so I appreciate all of you, my friends, because you've helped so much me build hope in my own life. You've been such an important part of my journey. I'm incredibly grateful to you, to all of you for that, all over the world. Every trip I've taken, every person I've met, every Uber ride I've had, I've learned so much really about hope and about how to build hope in my own life. And so I really wouldn't be here without all of you. So I thank you for that. I would love for you to help me on this journey to help build hope in other people's lives. By sending me or sharing with me that content that inspires you and inspires these lessons in a way that's interesting, makes you feel, you know, something powerful and profound, because it'll help our work tremendously. We've definitely got our work cut out for us. And again, because, excuse me, because of all of you, I'm able to do this and continue on, and you help me make it better. So thank you for doing that. And thank you in advance for helping to support the development as we build out this app. It's really exciting to me. And I'm so grateful that I get to do this work. And again, tomorrow being World Mental Health Day, I encourage you all to reach out to people you love and know, give them support, you know, share with them what's going on in your life. Make sure they know where to go in any kind of time of crisis or need, so that they have resources available. We don't want to wait until we're in crisis to kind of get the support we need. We want to do that in advance. I encourage you all to measure your hope tomorrow as well, so you start to understand what we're talking about when we say we measure hope and hope science, and what even is that. And then share that you've measured hope. So we created these cool badges that you can share and say, I've measured your hope. Be sure to measure yours. And then, we provide resources to people that are low in hope and suggested things that they can do to help build their hope. Again, hope's a muscle, and anyone can strengthen their hope at any time. So, and again, the more challenges we have, the lower our hope can naturally go. And it's during those times that we need to shine even brighter, which is counterintuitive. So, but we have communities to help and support us in getting there. So much love to you all. Again, put links if so inspired below to support us in this work we do. Give us ideas. We need all the help we can get. And be sure to check out the podcast, and if so inspired, and check out the Kristen Brooks Hope Center, which is Reese Butler's organization, and then also Post Secret with Frank Warren, two just kind of icons to me, and we've been doing this work a long time, and super grateful to them for all they've done, and grateful to all of you for supporting me on my journey. To figure hope out. So much love to you. Thank you. And, if you're in Chicago, go Cubs, go right today. So have a great day, everyone. Love you so much. Thank you for supporting this work, and be sure to keep shining. No matter what happens, you got to keep shining hope. Bye, guys.